What's going on, guys? It's James The Yorkshire Modeller back with you again. We now have issue 3 of Build the Titanic from Hachette. So issue 3, you can see I've got some of the parts out already down here, but with issue 3, we first thing we look at is the like CQD and SOS and the distress calls. There's a little bit on security on an ocean liner as well. There's Mrs. Rosenbaum's pig. I'm going to have a read through that because that looks quite funny. I've only literally just opened the magazine, but you can see we've only got halfway through and we're already onto the instructions. So for this, you get the cylinders, the piston rod, connecting rods, basically for the reciprocating engines. So we are going to get started with this straight away because I've got a feeling this one's going to take us a bit of time. Right, so step 1. Take the 4 starboard right cylinders. So they've all got R on them. They've got R1, 2, 3 and 4. Together with the columns for the starboard side, which is 3Q. Note that the columns on the cylinders are marked R1, R2, R3 and R4, which they are just inside here. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it. There you go. You can actually. R1, R2, R3, R4. The tops of the columns fit into the recesses on the outside of the cylinders so that a hole in each cylinder fits over the peg on the columns, seen in the arrows. Screw holes must be aligned to fix each cylinder in place with a BM screw, ensuring the screws are fully tightened. So I've got all my BM screws just here. 4. There we go. So what we're looking at here, on this bit, you can see there you've got the little peg at the bottom, and then that little hole. That little hole, I think, is where the screw goes in, and it'll just match up. Yeah, that matches up perfect, that does actually. So, grab my screwdriver. I'm going to use my other screwdriver to do this bit. So, R1 lining up with R1. That's fully tightened there, no movement on that. So, all you do is, as I've done just there, you pop the screw in the top, and the little peg underneath will line it up. So I'm just going to do the same with the other 3, and then straight back with you. There we go. So that is what that will look like when they're all in position. Looks really good. Really impressed. Really chuffed. So they all line up R4, R3, R2 and R1. So they all line up fine. Similarly, take the 4 port cylinders and do basically the same thing. Screw them all into position. So again, 4 BM screws. Got them all here. Exactly the same. I'll just speed it up. There we go. So that's the other side done there as well. Right. Now we need to set the 4 connecting rods J, which are these ones that kind of look like a set of crutches, like that. And I'm going to pop these all on the mat. There we go. And the 4 piston rods I. So the piston rods are these ones. So obviously, just looks like a piston. Position them as shown so you can fit the stirrup-shaped ends of the connecting rods into the hook-shaped ends of the piston rods. The connecting rods clip in place. Do not glue them as they need to move freely. So that will sit like that. So all we do is that little hook there lines up with that little bit there, and they just clip together like that, so they can move freely. So that's all 4 of them done. Then we need to bring in the crankshaft, which is this one just here. So take the crankshaft and position it in line with the hooked ends of the connecting rods. Note that the position of the tapered end of the crankshaft circled in blue. So that's the tapered end, that one there. Clip the hooked ends of the connecting rods 3J onto the bar connections of the crankshaft circled. The inset shows the crank assembly. So I'm going to do this the way that looks right for me, and then I will show you guys how it looks. So it looks like they're all pretty evenly spaced, actually, these. So how it looks when it's done is basically like that. Now then, put that down on the table like that. Lovely. Place the support columns, which is the left, isn't it? Yep. Place the port side support columns on the work surface. Take the crankshaft rod assembly and hold it above the column assembly so that you can fit the piston rods 3i into the cylinders. The rods fit into grooves in the cylinders circled in white. So yeah, it's little grooves that run all the way down there. Note that each of the pistons should be at different heights in the cylinders. Take time to ensure the rods are correctly positioned. I'm just going to leave that there like that just while I turn the instructions over. The next step is to fit the left and right halves of the cylinders together. Place the columns, a support column on the work surface, and fit the starboard columns on top of them so that the cylinders 1, 2, 3 and 4 match L1, 2, 3 and 4. Ensure that the positioning rods are held in place. Push the halves of the cylinders together firmly. Do not use glue. The inset shows them completed. So if I bring this here like that, there we go. So when that's done, that's what it'll look like. Show you on this one as well. So that's that bit done. Right. To stop the plates on the crankshaft in place, take the 2 upper plates, 3L and 3M. Note that 3L is the upper part and is longer. So that's these 2 bits. They look like that, and again, one of them is slightly longer than the other one. So 3L is the one that goes nearest to the back. That is the longer of the 2. So we've got that there. So 3L fits in, so they fit in like this. And you can rest that in there, and then the other one will fit in on the other side. Like that. So those 2 bits will fit. The longer one will go on the back edge, just here, and the other one will go on the front edge. So I'm just going to reposition that because I just need to push it down properly. There we go, and then I can position that in there. So that is that bit all in place just there as well. So now, that's step 7. Step 8, take the 2 lower stop plates, 30O and P, which are these 2 bits that look just like this. And again, one of them is longer than the other one. Fit against the previously installed parts so they're held in place. Part P sits in line with 3M. Fit the stop plates to the columns using the CM screws. So there's 5 CM screws, we only need 4 of them. So that the crankshaft is held in place, make sure that the screws are fully tightened. So exactly the same thing. With these, we just line these up like that. and they have got a bit of a lip as well to stop the bits from coming apart or sitting in the wrong place, anything like that. So put that back in there like that, and then we just screw these in. Lovely. So that's moving. Fantastic. So position the assembly upside down, so that's that way around. On your work surface, take the crankshaft cog end, which is this blue, powder blue coloured thing, and check how it fits on the end of the crankshaft arm. Note that this recess in the cog is D-shaped and fits over the pin on the end of the crankshaft, which has one flat side. The cog should be fitted with the embossed details facing outwards. Okay, so you've got one flat side like that, and then on the other side you've got something that looks a little bit more detailed, so it's that detailed side that points out. When you're happy with the fit, apply a little super glue to the pin and fix the cog into place. So if I do that, check the fit on there, that goes on really easy. So just using that super glue I've just used in building issue 1. Glue on there. And that is on. Lovely. So you can see that detail just on there. And that's that. So that's actually the end of the build on that bit. We've now got the smoke generator to test. So I am going to get a bit of tissue paper and I'm going to get some batteries, and I'll be back with you in just a second. So, wet bit of tissue. Batteries. 2 of. So plug them in. Take the smoke generator 3S and smoke generator tester unit, plug the cable on part 3S into the circuit board. So, I'll just unravel this. So plug this into the circuit board, and this is going into out of the 2 little connectors, you've got one white one and one beige one. This goes into the beige one. So that's on. Grand. Fit 2 AAA batteries into the tester unit, ensuring they're the correct way around. Note the position of the button, the blue arrow. So the button is that one just in the middle there. To test the smoke generator, wet a paper towel in a basin of water, then place the disc of the generator 3S on top of it. Note the orientation of the metal disc. It is positioned so that the side where the wires are attached is on the top. Hold down the button on the tester, and after a few moments you will see a trail of smoke coming out of the centre of the disc. So I'll hold that down like that, and I'm really hoping you guys can see this. 3, 2, 1. Nothing's happening. Use up if the batteries are properly connected first. Let's try that again. Take 2. Might not be wet enough. Oh, I see smoke. There's smoke. Can you guys see that? I don't think you can you? Let me bring this. I'm just going to bring the close camera right up close. See if you can see this now. I'll just turn this around like that. There is definitely smoke coming out of there. It's not loads, but there is 100% smoke. There is definitely smoke coming out of there. Like I say, it's only a little bit, but right now, I'll take a little bit of smoke. Yeah, that's working. That's brilliant. Right. So that's it for issue 3 then. Move this smoke detector out the way. Move that out the way. Move that back to where it should be. Brilliant. So I'm proper impressed with that. So yeah, what we get with the end of this issue is we get the motors there that are kind of the main bit of what we've done this in this build, and then we've also got the smoke maker, which again I'm not sure how we're going to work that in the actual model build portion. We'll see. So with issue 4. We get the next hull section. So continuing the assembly of the hull with the lower, upper port hull sections, connecting panels and screws. So that's all just in there. So that video will be up next week. So guys, please remember to like, share and subscribe to The Yorkshire Modeller for more weekly model building geekiness, and I'll see you in the next build for issue 4 of the Titanic, as I say, which will be up next week. So until then, happy modelling and stay safe. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe. You can click on the link on the left for this model's playlist. You can click on the link on the right for the YouTube recommends, or you can click on the link in the centre to subscribe to The Yorkshire Modeller. I'll see you next time, guys.